Very good morning, one and all. Knowledge without action is meaningless. I am happy to welcome you all for this virtual learning faculty development program on 3 best methods of organizing data in Excel. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome our speaker for the day, Rotarian Venkatraman Subramanian. So thank you very much, sir, for having accepted our invitation. And so it will be a great learning today for all the faculties gathered here. So and beloved, I welcome our beloved secretary Lalit Kumar O. Jain and the principal Dr. V. Nagajodi in this occasion. A warm welcome to all the heads of the departments, faculties, and the participants of the other institutions and our lovable students who are all going to join in this virtual learning. Once again, I welcome all this gathering. Keep learning and enrich your knowledge. So this is the thought which I'm going to leave to all. Thank you once again. I'll hand over the session to our beloved principal, Dr. V. Nagachodi, sir.
So very good morning to all of you. Respected our secretary, Sri Chandra Prabhu Jain College, respected principal, president of Sri Chandra Prabhu Jain College, and a respected joint secretary of Sri Chandra Prabhu Jain College, a respected vice principal ma'am, and all the heads, and all the teachers, and the students, those who are watching this faculty development program. First of all, let me express my sincere thanks to our management for giving this wonderful opportunity to learn this, conduct this faculty development program in Excel. And this Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet developed by Microsoft for Windows and as well as for Android. And it organizes numeric or text data in spreadsheets or workbooks. The Excel learns and recognizes your pattern and auto completes the remaining data for you. No formulas or macros required. It will perform complex analysis for user and summarizes data with a previews of pivot table options. So user can compare them and select the most suitable. And most of the teachers, those who are doing their doctorate, and for all these statistical applications, it is possible for you to carry out with the help of Excel. So by keeping in this mind, I request all the teachers of our college, please make use of this Excel faculty development program so that now it will be useful to you to present your data. So with this few words, I'll hand over back this session to Mr. Balaji Prabhakar for further carrying out this. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much to all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, over to Balaji. Yeah.
Sir, thank you, sir. Among us is a great resource person who shall enlighten us with his vibrant speech. I take the privilege of inviting and introducing the guest of the day, Rotarian Venkatraman Subramanian. He is a business process and Excel automation coach. He is a founder and CEO of AVMR Business Consulting Private Limited. It's a consulting firm for MSME business. And he is a first employee and trainer at Excel.in, training firm for MSME business to learn and implement Excel to improve the productivity by 10 times. He is a proud member of BNI, and he posts the launch director consultant in BNI Chennai, A region, to transform 1,000 numbers of business from people driven to business, process driven business on before 2025. It is a target for him. He helped 75 plus entrepreneurs to set up process and systems successfully, enable them to scale up their business to the next level. He coached 50 plus entrepreneurs for setting up a process and systems to automate their complete business operations so that they can invest more quality time with their family. Actually, he's a real-time coach with an energetic quality time with their family. Actually, he's a real-time coach with an energetic quality time with their family. Actually, he's a real-time coach with an energetic quality Venkatraman sir, someone is. Hello. So with this, yeah, I think someone has unmuted their microphone. Okay. Fine. Now it's audible. Okay. Okay. With this introduction, I hand over the session to Rotarian Venkatraman Subramanian. Sir, the time is for you, sir.
Vanakkam, Vandanam, good morning, namaste to all. Is my screen is visible? Balaji sir, can you please confirm my screen is visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very much.
Yes,
visible.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for being here at 11 o'clock in the morning. You could have been chosen to be there anywhere today because today is a lockdown. You could have decided to watch some movie in ZTRI or some other channel and you can enjoy it. But still, you are here to learn something new. I mean, the simple and best method of organizing data in Excel. And my sincere gratitude and thanks to you, thanks to each one of you, to the college office bearers, Mr. Balaji, Dr. Nagibodi and Dr. Sujata. Thank you so much and all others who have joined through YouTube. Okay, I'm sure everyone is excited to learn a 3 simple best method of organizing data in Excel. First, when I say Excel, what comes to your mind in the first? See, this is the question generally asked when I go for a session. People will say, I can do sum, I can do data, I can do pivot table, I can do blah, blah, blah. All these things they will say. But my experience, I'm working with Excel for almost 27 years now. From version of Office 97, I'm working. Office X 97, I'm working with Excel, and people will say, okay, I can type the data and I can do the sum. I will calculate and I will align it and I will print it. It is only for printing the statements. Let me clarify things to you. If you would have got a chance, opportunity, or if there is an opportunity of trying this Excel 2019 or 2016 or Office 365, which is the latest version, it is beautifully designed and it's going to help us automate so many things at a click of a button. Actually, like Dr. Nagajyoti sir said, pivot table. Pivot table is one of the powerful feature of Excel where it will help you to simplify the way you look at your data. Okay. First, let me clarify things. Excel is a statistics analytical tool of Microsoft Office product. Microsoft Office is a productivity suite which comprises of Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, OneNote, and Access. And this product varies from version to version. Excel is one of the very powerful tool and successful tool of Microsoft Office product. There are a lot of various versions available in the market, like Office for Business, Office for Home, Office Business Essentials. You'll have based on the different product suit you go for it, applications will change. For example, there is an application called Microsoft Office for Student. When you go for that pack will not come with Outlook. It will not come with Outlook. Office 365 full suite will come with an Outlook. So let's not get into detailing about the products. Rather, we'll get into a detailing about the Excel system. Excel's parent is actually an application called Lotus 123. I'm blessed to use it because I'm a 70 kid. So I have used Excel 123 to a greatest extent. And also IBM's product called Q Pro, which is considered to be a parent of Excel, Microsoft Excel. Excel application is completely developed by Microsoft and they brought in a lot of user friendliness in the system. So that you can automate your data and it can help make your business to run smoother. Okay. So can I not do it in MS Word? Can I not do it in PowerPoint? See, first thing is handling data is very important. When it comes to Word, it is a word processor where you can use it for letter composition and all this stuff. But still, you can do coding, you can do a little bit of programming in MS Word also. PowerPoint is a very powerful presentation tool where you can present your data to the management or whomever you want to present the data. But Excel is an analytical tool where you can dump all your data from various sources and it can help you to process the way you want and it will help you to show the results you want. See, in simple, we call it as slicing and dicing of data. In a few minutes from now, I'm going to show you with a sample screen on how the Excel data can be sliced and diced with the different inbuilt features of Excel. So let me take you through that session. Okay. So before getting into it, just keep it in mind when you're using Excel, you have to make sure you have to follow these two simple steps. One is defining the process, defining the steps involved. Another one is the method of data you're going to capture. I see many people when you say open Excel, they will open Excel, they will start typing it. The challenge is when you start typing it, as long as there is no requirement of reports or analyticals, you will not have any issue. The moment they want some kind of a data, some kind of a report, then you will realize that you have entered a wrong data, or you have entered a wrong type of data, or probably sometimes we feel that we have not captured the data at all. Okay, so first, always create a process. Simple. Take a paper and see. Okay, what is the purpose of this Excel file? Like let's say I'm giving you with an example. Now I'm going to create a students database where I'm going to capture marks with their the degree on the branch wise. Let's say BCom computer science, BCom account, something like that. I'm going to capture the systems. How I'm going to capture the data? Is it going to capture in the same sheet or a multiple sheet? If the multiple sheet, if I'm going to create a link with the first sheet, all these things we have to finalize it before getting into it. That's what I mentioned as 3 best way of organizing your data. Because once you enter thousands of rows of your data, if you want to change something, it will badly affect all those 1,000 rows. So make sure that you have created a process. Write a small step. Okay, I'm going to have 15 fields in this. Each 15 fields, each field contains these type of data, and these data can be used for this report. Something like that, you start writing it and create an Excel model sheet. That's called system. How you are going to capture the data? Like first column will be for date, and serial number will be there. Serial number will be auto generated, and the next column I'm going to take the subject or the degree, graduation. Okay, when it comes to graduation, then process I will define that. Okay, it has to be. There should not be duplicate entered. If it should not be duplicate entered, then we should make the user to select the data from a drop-down list box so that there is no duplication is entered. So how to go about it? All these things have to be finalized before getting into an actual sheet of creation. Remember, you practice it for 1 sheet or 2 times or 3 times for various Excel works. You understand how professional your Excel is going to become. So whenever I get an opportunity of creating a dashboards for clients, okay, my first question is, tell me what are the details, what are the reports you want to see. Okay, so they will give me the reports. Based on that, I will start creating these processes and I will get their approval. They will say, okay, you have to add this, that, this. Then finally, I get into creating an Excel sheet, which will take typically 2-3 days, so that everyone will get a clarity of what I'm going to capture, and at the client end, they know what they are going to get it with the Excel sheet. So with this, I'm getting into an actual session, which may be for next 20-25 minutes. Post that, let's have a quick question and answer session. You can type your question in the comment box. I will try to answer if I know it immediately. Okay. Why RTM? First, when I say RTM, what do I mean by RTM? See, it is not created by Excel, or it is not created by anyone, or it is not created by any other person outside big companies. It is simple term which is created by me for people to understand how to maintain the data in a much better way. R stands for report, T stands for transaction, and M stands for master. Okay, probably since you guys are college students, when I say RTM, it will remember your bike actually. Okay, so of course, even if you remember that, that's good, because that RTM will help you to speed up anything, whatever you do. That's why I told you it will help you to increase your productivity by 10 times if you follow this RTM. Okay, let's get into this RTM. Let me explain what is this RTM. Okay, this is the sample report which I have created. First, when this is a sample data based on which I have created, but actually I will explain how the approach should be while you are creating an Excel sheet, especially for a bigger Excel sheet. Okay, first we need to finalize on what are the types of reports they want. You have to take it in writing. Like, I want report country wise, I want report year wise, I want report month wise, I want report language wise, I want report grass on wise, and I will have combination of all these reports. Just make sure, because with these reports only, you will ensure what type of data can be captured in the system. See the screen, what you're doing it, what you are seeing here is a sample data captured. This file has almost 3,607 records of the movies released worldwide some 10 years before. Okay, why I took this file? Because this file is classic example to see different data being captured. So based on that data being captured, I could be able to generate this type of reports. So by doing this, customer at a click of a button, they don't need Excel knowledge, or they don't need to write formulas. They don't need to update the value in each and every column. All they have to do is just click this Afghan button or Belgium button, or using multi selection option, you can select multiple countries. Accordingly, these reports will change. It's pretty simple and straightforward. At a click of a button, we can create this report. This report will take maximum of 10 minutes to create. But remember, before getting into actual Excel work, okay, you should create a manual report format in Excel. Like how you create a drawings before constructing a building. When you go for an interior, they will give you a drawing for your approval before they start working on that activity. So make sure that you write different types of reports, if possible, a layout of the report in a paper, so that you know how your report should be. Not necessarily be that you should create the same one, but at least to get an idea what kind of report I'm going to generate out of this data. Remember, this is the first step you should follow, and I always follow this first step, so that it will end up in getting 99% accuracy of data you want. Obviously, there will be always 1% gap and 1% scope of improvement in the data you want to capture. Now, let's say I'm capturing the college data. So now what I'm capturing is the student name, their graduation, their branch, and their total marks. Okay. Subsequently, the college has decided to capture the grade also. Okay. So when they decide, obviously there will be a small change in it, and still we can adhere into this report and do it, because there's no major structural change in the report. So make sure that you create write the list of reports and create a layout of reports. If you find it difficult to write it manually, create the structure manually, probably you can create using Excel itself. So that shouldn't be a problem for you to do it. Next, we can create varieties of reports. This is only sample I have created. We can create any type of reports you want, provided we should be very clear on what type of reports we are going to generate from the data we are capturing. Next is that report is extracted from this data. If you see, these data are well organized, like first title, then the release date, then that is whether it is color or black and white, then genre, then language, the country, the rating, the lead actor, director, everything. See, it could be from a same person, or it could be worked out from various person. It is very important to standardize the transaction sheet. Okay, one person should not have release date in the first and title column in the second. It should be the standard template where you will capture all the data in the standard format, so that when you run a report, the system will not collapse. Especially when you bring consolidate data from various sources, there should not be any confusion. It should be just copy and paste. And these days, with the latest Excel system, what we do is we don't even bother about how they give this format. All we do is get the file, download it in a folder. We create a script in such a way that Excel can read the heading intelligently and it will process the data. But if you are having a common sharing sheet online, like Google Sheet or Microsoft Excel on OneDrive, so make sure that you have a common format, like standardize the headings and standardize the data and do. This is very essential. While capturing the data, we have to be very clear on capturing the data, especially the date format data and the number data. Sometimes what we do is here we'll have a special character like 30, 00. That will become character in Excel. When it comes, it is not considered as a character value, numeric value, it is considered as a character value. So I would always recommend what you can do is you type it in your own style and change the format in such a way that you can, the data capturing the data type is always numeric. See, if you see this 30 lakhs 26,435, it is with the same notation. It is with proper punctuation based on the Indian currency symbol. So make sure that you have given a proper revenue, because otherwise when you use this field for calculation in your report, which I showed you in the previous screen, it will throw an error, because generally numeric and character cannot be added. So make sure that enter a proper date value, and it should not be what you call mix and match of alphanumeric. Make sure that it is only numeric. And next, when it comes to date, why date is very important. Like when it comes to sales, people will see yearly target, monthly target, quarterly target, weekly target. Excel has a special type called date and time, date or time. See, it has date and time column, and it has date stroke time column. The purpose of date column is just to capture date. So the advantage of having the data in a proper date format is it takes care of all the validations, like whether if it is a leap year or not. We don't need to even bother. If you type 28, 29, 2019, it will not store that as a data itself. I mean the date itself. It will store it as a character. Remember, all date columns will align right side, and all like this numeric. All this one will align in the right side as a numeric. Here we've changed the format of aligning into left, but still it is a date column. So make sure the simple way of entering the date is there is a universal standard format of typing it. It is very simple. If it is today is 11th May, type 1111 space MAY space 21. If you press enter, Excel has an inbuilt intelligence to change the date format, change that value into a proper date format. You don't need to type 01/01, whether month comes first, whether year comes first, or whether the date comes first. You don't need to bother. Just type it very simple. If it is 15th May, 15 space MAY space 21. That's all. Or if you can put 2021 also, it is okay, no problem. Either 21 or 2021. But make sure there is a space between date, month, and year. So with that, we can perform date functions on those columns and numeric functions on this column. What are the date functions? See, there is a functions which can calculate the date between, interest between dates, days between dates, and you can find out, let's say you want to schedule some session on every Tuesday. If you want to find out if you are using a date, proper date value, Excel has you can write a formula to bring or print only every Tuesday. So similarly, it has a lot of features. Okay. So now we have seen the report and we have seen the transaction. What is M? If you see all this data here, so this is dynamic. That is over the hill to the poorhouse, metropolis, the Broadway melody. It's not because title may not be the same. It should be unique. But if you see the color, the black and white, if you see, everything is the same. And color, if you see, there is not even a space, comma, or there is not even a capitalization change. It is pure, beautifully uniform. There is no change at all. If you can see this genre, crime, drama, musical, comedy, animation, and language, English, German, and even for the lead actor, because there is a possibility of the same actor can act in a couple of movies. That is also standardized. So when I say standardized, what do I mean by standardizing? So standardizing is nothing but creating a masters. With the masters, I can populate the data here so that there is no possibility of duplicates. So there is, how do we pass only that masters here? With the help of drop-down list box, we can do it. I can show you in my class where how you can create a drop-down list box based on a master value. So we have seen about R, T, M, and S. The standardization of data can be done by masters. Now, this is a master. This is how a sheet is created. If you see, everything is repeated one time. So under a genre, I've created a blah, 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 all these things. Under language, I've created everything. Under country, I've created everything. Under rating, everything. So whichever you feel that is going to repeat, okay? Whichever you think that is going to repeat, you can bring it under masters. Remember, don't bring this numeric column under masters. It makes no sense. But still, okay, if you say you are offering some courses for some amount, if that is amount is standardized, okay, which you can bring it under master. But my recommendation is use always character values for mastering, creating a masters. Now, I have shown you what is why RPM method is very important to get the data. Now you see, this is the master with which I have captured this transaction, with which I could able to generate this report. I hope you have all understand what do I mean by RPM. So should there be any questions, you can share it. Let me break it for some time. Maybe we'll take it for a few minutes. If there is any question, you can ask in the comment box so that if I can answer it now, I can answer it. Well, sir, can we take 2-3 minutes break for people to ask questions?
No issues, sir.
I hope so far people have understood why we have to follow this RTM methodology. This is simple. It is created by me. I even don't take ownership. If you want to use it, you can use it. So it is, no one has prescribed it has to be in this format, but it is a proven method. When you start looking at your data in this way, Excel sheet in this way, it's going to help us on a longer run to capture a proper create a proper master, create a proper transaction with which you can generate a meaningful report, because that is what is very important. Excel is not only for typing the data, it is also predominantly it is being used for generating more data. With this, I'm breaking for a few minutes. If should there be any questions, you can ask in the chat comment box. So, all right. I think there are two types of people. One is if people don't understand, they don't question. If people understand, they don't question. People who is trying to understand will always ask questions. So I take it in a positive mode that people have understood. Still, we can now just, it was very clear. Thank you so much, Mr. Sounder. It means so much to me. I'm going to show you some example of, for specific process, how we can capture the data for it so that you can start using it. All right, let me move to the next session of this, and I'm going to share my screen again. Okay. All right. So let's get into another word. This is the sample sales process. Okay. As I told you, first you create a kind of a process of what type of data you're going to capture. Like I'm going to create a process Excel sheet for sales process. What could be the possible option? First is you will get the leads. The leads will be qualified as prospects. Then the prospects will be converted as sale. What you can do is you can create an Excel sheet where you can capture the daily inquiries based on the inquiries you are receiving it on a daily basis. Like XYZ, the contact number, he has shown interest of buying my product of this item, and I received this inquiry through WhatsApp or Justdial or IndiaMart through reference. So then once this is done, you can add another column called follow-up in that Excel file in the same sheet. It's a common heading, we can do it. I will explain you all in my, training which I conduct. I always explain in the trainings which I conduct, which I will take them step by step on all these aspects. Since I have a limited time, I'm just trying to explain all these things. So on the leads, I will capture everything, and I will now also capture follow-ups which is being done for the lead. Once that is done, I will also track whether the prospect is converted into a sale. If it is converted, obviously, then you will have a relationship where I will see the report that how many leads I have received, how many is in prospect stage, and how many has converted into business, and who has given the business. Then I will follow up with them, buy the I will sell more to them, and again the review. It is a cycle. Sales is a cycle, so it keeps on going. With the tracking sheet, I will get to know how many leads I have received, through which source I have received, and what is the status of it, and what else I can sell to the customer. Okay, in that case, how? So please, as I told you in the beginning, determine what data is needed to be captured. Like when you say sales process, what are the details needs to be captured? The name of a person, the contact email ID, the product he is looking for, which source he has inquired. It could be through Google SEO or WhatsApp or advertisement in media or anything, some reference whatsoever, and all these things. And so what are the types of information that will be housed in the master sheets? As I told you, as I showed you in this, okay, I will show you this again. These are the things I decided. This has to be in the master. Ensure that I can use it in the transaction sheet so that it can avoid the duplication, or it can avoid making what we call different entry. Let's say, for example, Hong Kong is created under country. Imagine that I have not created any masters for capturing the country. What will happen? Someone will help. Someone will enter like HK. Someone will enter HYNG without space KYNG. Someone will enter HYNG space KYNG. Someone will enter HYNG space KING. We know that is Hong Kong, but Excel doesn't know that is Hong Kong. It will consider as different countries. That's why we have to plan in such a way that which has to be in the master sheet, because the planning is very important. And obviously, we have to capture what needs to be done, determine what type of information to be in the transactions sheet. Again, I'm going back to the previous transaction screen. If you see, I know first I need to capture title, then the release date, then whether it is color or black and white, the genre, which language it is and which country has produced it, what type of rating it is, and who is the lead actor, director, what is the revenue, and what's the budget. All these things I've decided to capture the data, and it is going to help me on a long run. So that is that. And organize the data field. As I showed you, if you are having the title on the first column, make sure that, with whomever you share the data, create a template, ask them to share the data in the same format. Because what happens is, if you are going to allow everyone to use their own method of doing it, so it is going to be a disaster for us, because we will waste our time only in organizing the data, mapping the header and all these things. It's going to waste our time. Ensure that you give a proper template so that they can fill it and send it to you. And organize the data field, which I have told you, and prepare the report formats, which is mandatory. So you should know what kind of reports we are going to prepare it from the data which we are being captured. It is nothing like, okay, let me capture the data and see what is available. No, that is okay. You can add a few or one or two reports like this, or a few more reports like that, but not every report we can design after capturing the data. The best process and the method of working with it to get a clarity is create a list of reports you want to generate from the data in the beginning itself, so that you get to know what needs to be captured as a transaction. Okay? And it is very simple. Once you are done, you can discover, organize, and optimize that. By doing this, what will happen, especially when it comes to a sales process, the sales will be improved. By how? I know how many leads I'm receiving and how many is in the prospect stage. Is there a delay? Is there any follow-up more? And that's going to help us to take me a better decision. Should I see I'm getting more leads, I need to have one more person, or the conversion is not happening, maybe because of the cost. All these things, decisions, these Excel sheets, the data will help you to take that such decision. Obviously, best customer service, because when customers call you, you can tell them, okay, you have passed an inquiry for this, or how can I help you? Bought this item from us, lost. So now, and say Amazon is a classic example. When you go and see your orders, it will show you all the orders. Okay, what is your previous order, when it was delivered, what is the cost, what is the mode of payment, everything. You feel like that someone from Amazon is providing the data, but it is an automated process system where you can see it. And effective and efficient lead management. That lead, in the sense, the business inquiry can be handled effectively and efficiently. And of course, the customer relationship, any business, any inquiry will help you to create a good relationship. Most importantly, keep it in mind, you can have data without information, but you cannot have any information without data. Make sure you capture a proper, valid, and meaningful data so that can help you to generate a meaningful. And last but not least, thank you so much and an attitude of gratitude to each one of you for patiently listening to my session. I know it is very quick, but still, I'm sure I could able to communicate at least provoke your thought like, okay, we can do much more in Excel. Thank you so much. Should there be any question, you can post it in the comment box. I'm ready to answer.
Sir, excuse me, sir. Sir, how to
Yes, sir.
apply the Excel sheets in academic purpose? Say, for example, now we are all the people, we will be collecting a data, primary data, and will be writing articles. So, in such a case, how to use this Excel?
Okay, so sir, when it comes to what you call the academic data, see, you have a set of data which you collected manually, right? So you a form, right? When it comes to an application or when it comes to a mark sheets, you have a standard method of collecting the data, right? It is not that you're not doing it or you don't know. You're doing it manually. The same data can be captured in the form of Excel. Like, so what you do, the student name, the student roll number, the subject, and against each subject, what is the mark score and what is the total score, what is the average score, and you have some kind of a criteria. If this person has scored this much, then he is promoted to next semester, next year with this grade, and if not, then he is that. Sometimes you give a warning promotion. All these things can be created and put it in an Excel sheet. Probably, when you attend my session, I will take you through in detail on how to create an Excel sheet, how to decide what data is to be captured in the Excel sheet. I'm running a 5 days Excel session, which help you to understand what is Excel, the functions, the pivot table, the Power Query, and the charts, everything, and it's going to help you. Okay, sir, I think it answers your question.
Yes, sir. Sir, is it possible for us to do this statistical calculations like correlation, articulation?
Anything. See, Excel is based on mathematical formulas, mathematical base. So, see, in other applications, you call it as cursor, but in Excel, it is called it as cell because it is an intersection of row and column. So, whatever you want, see, it has categorized into statistical, financial, mathematical, scientific, and you have a lot of functions. When you get into that actual Excel session, you will understand what is that. Okay, Mr. Murli has raised a question how to prepare a report format. As I told you, okay, the purpose of creating Excel sheet is very important to create a report format. Let's say I'm going to create Hema Kumar, just a moment, I will answer your question. The moment, for example, Dr. Nagajodi has asked, how do I maintain academic information? Let's say I'm going to maintain that, academic exam data. Like I will have student roll number, their graduation and their branch and the marks scored in each subject and with their pass or fail, the status, the result. Okay. On the report, what kind of reports I can create? I can create graduation wise, branch wise, pass and fail or pass with warning, and graduation wise who has scored more marks in which subject. Okay, or top 3 students, or top 2 students, or top 5 students, or bottom 2 students who have scored less. Comparatively, all the branch, all the students who have scored very less in the language. So all these things, whatever is required, which can be, these reports can be created using in the report. So report, this is how you have to capture it. Based on the data being captured, you can create a report. See, that is what, once you decided to create an Excel sheet for a data, okay, you start writing like this. What I have given you an example. If I'm going to capture this results, then obviously what I will do is I will write these are the reports I want, and I want overall top 3%, overall bottom 3%, and who has scored average in all the subjects, who has scored, who's having maximum average, and who has all these things. These are the reports I'm going to create. Accordingly, I will capture the data. Imagine if I'm not, let's say I have not written that I'm going to generate a result. Going to create a report in such a way that, and of all the graduations, I'm not going to see who has passed with a warning. So if you have not created, if you have not intended to create such report, obviously you may or you may not have that column, because you don't need that report. It will not, while creating a data sheet, this will not hit you that, okay, we should have this column because I have created a report for that to generate. So eventually you may start writing that report, and so that is what, you can prepare a report. You attend my 5 days Excel session, I can explain you how to identify the number of reports can be generated, and accordingly how data can be captured. Okay, Ms. Hema Kumar, so how to use macros? Macros is nothing but in Excel. In Excel, it is an automated system where what you do repeatedly, you can record and execute whenever you want. Let's say on some column, you can you can run. You are running that summing that column. Okay, now you have a sum column. But suppose you want to create a result sheet for students based on this capturing this graduate and the result data. Okay, instead of going and copying each and every student name and all these steps, either you can using vlookup or other functions available, or you can record a macro so that it can create an automated by click. It can create and it can convert a PDF and it can give it to you. Those things can be done with the macros. And another question of yours is, okay, vlookup. Vlookup is a powerful search function. Not only vlookup, we have vlookup, HLOOKUP, and the latest version we have XLOOKUP. Okay, so VLOOKUP is a function which uses for searching vertically. Okay, which means whatever values you want to search vertically, you can search, and accordingly it will fetch the data if the condition is satisfied. HLOOKUP is it looks for horizontal, and you can use VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP together. There is a need, if there is a need, and we can use it together. There is no, there is nothing like Excel only. You go, you have to use one function like this only, that only. Whichever is the way you like, whichever is the way you think it is creative and useful, you can use it, no issues. Not necessarily be that we have to use all the functions together. We can create a helper cells, we can have the formula there, and we can refer to that cell and we can use it. And another one is your XLOOKUP is, see, VLOOKUP is a sequential method, meaning, let's say, if the number is 1, I have to print the name, okay? Then you have to have the data in such a way that first column is number, second column is name, third column is something. Something like that we have to do it. And it has to be in the same range you are selecting. VLOOKUP, if you see, the same range it has to select. But XLOOKUP is not like that. You can select one column for verification and you can select another range, some other range, which is not part of this selection, to fetch that data. That is also that. Probably, I'm explaining you theoretically, but when you come to my class, I can explain you. So this is about your question. I hope this answers your question, Ms. Hema. Okay, I think admin is asking some question. What are the 3 report formats that are available in? So rather than formats, I would say 3 reporting powerful tool available in Excel. One is the pivot table. Pivot table is the most powerful tool of Excel with which you can do wonders. It simplifies it. You can drag and drop your report, ensure that whatever reports you want. And next is there is another powerful reporting tool called Power Query. Power Query is a very powerful language. It is even more powerful than Power Pivot, Power Table, so that it can help you to change the data in whichever format and the way you want, and you can process the data, produce the result. And another one is the Power Pivot. See, all these days we know that we can create one pivot table. We can have only one table, one sheet, one range in one pivot table. With the Power Pivot, we can create relationship between multiple tables and we can populate the data and we can fetch the data based on various structures. Say, for example, I have separate masters and I have a separate what do you call the transaction sheet where I don't capture the name, I capture the number. Let's say, for example, master, the graduation for BCom, I use the code called 121. So in the transaction sheet, I type name Venkat and 121. Excel doesn't know that 121 is for BCom. So I can relate to these two sheets into a single sheet using Power Pivot, and I can generate that Venkat belongs to BCom, so that whatever is related items we can fetch it. Next is something like DAX concept is there. DAX is an advanced system of generating various formulas, and it can help you to create even more powerful complex report in a very simple way. See, these are the three reports and can we create shortcuts to Excel functions? See, function itself is a shortcut for some functionality. Okay, and if you want to create, probably you can go for a user-defined functions where you have to call this. So it's not going to serve the purpose. Rather, if you see that you want to do something if that is not available in Excel, okay, you can create a user-defined functions and you can use it with your Excel. That is also possible. Let's say there is no function to print male or female, not male or female, like with the age, there is no function to print whether you are major or minor. Okay, you can write a small function like based, like using that user-defined function. When you call some value inside that, the system will say that whether it is major or minor. Something like that we can create. So 99% Excel inbuilt functions are available. You can use combination of it and generate that report. And if you don't have it, obviously you can create on your own and you can do it. But that's a very advanced level. I don't see many. I mean, not everyone requires that customized function. It can be solved with the existing functions itself. So,
Sir,
yes, sir.
sir, I have studied MS Excel before 20 years back, sir. With that help only, till then I'm using all these Excel functions and
Perfect.
reports. So my question is, which area I can update? So to go along with this modern
See,
techniques.
Excel is upgrading in every updates in 360-degree view. It is not that one area they are updating it. Okay, they are updating it in all the aspects, all the functions, all these things. 20 years before, there are only some function. Okay, there is no conditional if. Okay, so now sometime back they have introduced a function called sum if. Sum if is meant for summing a particular range based on one condition, and there was a requirement of how to sum based on multiple conditions. There comes sum if s. Okay, count if s is there, and you have, as I told you, X lookup is there because based on the user feedback and functionality, many experienced people started creating that own functionality and doing it. But what the Microsoft did is they've taken all these updates and they have created a function and they've released it for a public to use it effectively and efficiently without struggling anything. For example, earlier when you have to do a simple duplicate to just filter a duplicate value, I will show you in the Excel file how to filter a duplicate value and how it is done now. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again with this Excel sheet. Okay, is my Excel sheet is visible?
No, sir.
Balaji sir, you can say.
Yes,
Balaji
sir.
sir?
Yes, sir. It's visible now.
Is it,
Yes, sir.
it is visible. Okay, now earlier
Yes,
what we used to do is A, B, C, D, E, and C. If you want to do delete duplicates, what you have to do is select it, and somewhere we'll have to go delete in 1 minute. Getting bold and okay, here remove duplicates. So I've selected the range. If you select remove duplicates and select, it will remove the duplicates. Okay, now without disturbing this original column, I want to have only the unique value. Then there is a function called unique in Excel where if you select the range, then it will populate. That's it. So it is very simple, and the advantage is if you add something here. Okay, I will tell you. Now I'm adding something here. Say X, then X will appear here. And you see, I'm just changing B to A. Now B will go. See, so this is much better than you removing every time I'm going here, removing the duplicates. Okay, so Excel is constantly improving based on the requirement, and it does it. And you can also sort this. All these things are available. I explain in detail in my session, in my 5 days Excel class, where people can understand how to make use of this Excel. What is the difference between the previous version and the latest version, so that they can make use of this system.
Thank you,
Is there
sir.
any alternate effective application to come? Yeah, there are available. There are applications called Kickoff and Open Office is there, Star Office is there. But still, Excel is much popular because of its user friendliness. Okay. In fact, Open Office, Star Office are free applications, and only there are some portions where you have to go when you go for an enterprise edition. I think it is chargeable. But people will go for an MS Office because of its user friendliness. Excel is well defined. Windows, Microsoft products itself is known for its user friendliness. That's why, Excel is dominating, and moreover, Excel has features. You can connect with, you can fetch the report directly from Tally. Okay, in Excel. And if you have SQL databases, let's say you are running an ERP system using SQL, you can connect your Excel with directly SQL and fetch the data and generate the report. Similarly, you can fetch that data from Tally directly, and you can show it in the report. There is no need to export from Tally, open in Excel. See, there are ODBC ways which we can connect with Excel and take it forward. Okay, so these are the things. That's why Excel is always a leader. And is Google Spreadsheet? Of course, yeah. Google Spreadsheet is one of this. You can say, yeah, equally, Google Spreadsheet is also good. Whatever is function available in Excel, Microsoft Excel, the same will work on that Google Spreadsheet also. So that is very good. Google Spreadsheet also is very good. And it has different features comparison, but still it is awesome and excellent application. Ms. Uma Mageshwari, what about Open Office? That is the product of IBM. I think IBM or Java, Sun Systems. Yeah. So that is also an equivalent application like Excel, where it has called as spread calc, spread word, something like that, word calc, something like that. They have the similar name. It has the same Excel file can be opened there, and you can work. And the same functions can also be worked. But the user friendliness is available only in Excel. People who are used to Excel, they don't go for any other application, because that's how they have created. All these days they are working on improvising their user friendliness, and people don't like to move out of this system. So it is not that which one is good, which is comfortable for users, which is user friendliness for users. People can use it and do it. Google Spreadsheet is also one of the good, beautiful application of Google, which you can use it. I hope I'm answering your questions, and it clarifies your doubt. Any more questions?
Sir, can I share that link in the chat box?
Yeah, of course. So just to share it with you, I'm conducting a 5-day Excel session. It will be from 4 to 5:30 in the evening. That's for 1.5 hours, 5 days. I will take you through the functions available with practical examples, and I will also help you to understand how this Excel can be utilized. Post this training session, I can help you to share the updates, the developments with the Excels. If I have done something, if I've created something new and I've done it, I will share it for maybe that should be. I will connect you in a private Telegram group or WhatsApp group, where I can help you share this information so that you can also learn. I'm also running a YouTube channel called ExcelTube. I will type that. Sir, you can type that ExcelTube, where I hosted 5 minutes video, all 5 minutes video, not more than that. You can go through it and learn the systems you want. It is for Excel for beginners. You have a pivot and launching something on the Power Query now and the VBA and all these steps. I'm soon launching on that. You can also learn. That's a 5 minutes video. All you have to invest 5 minutes a day and learn it. But there will not be any interactive session there. You have to learn it from there. But at your convenience, whenever you get 5 minutes time, you can learn. But this session I'm starting from Thursday. If you are willing to join, you can join and we can take it forward. Any more questions?
Sir, your YouTube is on itself. It's again resound is coming. Yeah.
No, mine is switched off. I'm not using it. Someone is with the name GD have asked DART is possible. Could you please explain what is that? What do you mean by DART? Sorry, I don't know actually. If maybe something are you referring to DAX, DAX or DART? Mr. GD?
So Bhavani madam, can you please clarify that DART?
What is the cost of this course, sir? 5 days course?
499, sir.
499 for 5 days.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
So I think DART is something related to color coding and all. I think so. It looks like that only. Understood. Yes, I got it. Some values are applied in decision. Yeah, and something related to this. But we do all these things with the help of Power Query itself. I have not got an opportunity of working with DART principle. Actually, probably I can see if I can use this DART for my next data analysis. I started working with one gaming company. Let's see if I can apply this for them and see if this can be. Thank you for bringing it to my knowledge. Thank you so much. Any more questions? Alright, sir.
Yes,
Anything
sir.
else anything else from my end we can do, sir?
No, you can explain that link, sir. Whether if they click that link, they can join, right? They can get the information about it.
Successful, on successful payment, the system will add you into a WhatsApp group. By default, it will add.
Okay.
So I will share the information about the sessions, everything in that group actually.
Okay, fine.
All these things will be shared there. You can just yeah. All right. So
Fine.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity of sharing my knowledge of Excel, the limited knowledge I have it with Excel to you. And do let me know if there is any questions. Go and watch my YouTube video, Excelitube. I will type it in private chat. Probably Balaji sir can share it in open chat.
I posted, sir. I already posted in the chat box.
Oh, okay. So Excelitube you have shared, sir. Okay. I see that you have shared that link. Okay. So you can learn there, and should there be any doubts, you can post your comment there. I will get back to you as early as possible. Thank you so much. Over to Balaji sir. You can take.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for sharing the valuable informations. Madam, you'd like to share something, madam?
No. I just said thanks for sir, the practical session. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Venkat sir, for giving the time and just share all the valuable information because this is a FDP program for staff members as well as our it's eye-opening session for our students. So even our students joined, most of the students joined. Both our UG and PG students have joined here. So definitely this will help them for getting into the information and thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks to all the office bearers who has given me patiently listen to my session. Thank you so much. Take care. Wishing you all the very best. Stay safe. Stay at home. So enjoy your learning. Happy learning and happy implementing. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
I'm
sir.
leaving this.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for your
Thank you,
wonderful
sir.
presentation. Thank you. Ma'am, Sujata ma'am. Sujata ma'am. Hello? Sir, recording off பண்ணிடுங்க சார். லைவ் ஆஃப் பண்ணிடுங்க.